While we're still far from seeing any of the much-touted futuristic applications that 5G was set to deliver, such as self-driving cars or augmented reality, even the promised faster download speeds and more efficient networks have been inconsistent or simply inaccessible to most people, particularly those who live outside of major cities or dense suburban communities. However, there is a potential solution to the 5G coverage problem: additional fiber. Hello and welcome to GodTech, where we'll be discussing the importance of fiber for better 5G technology. Before watching the video, make sure to subscribe and activate post notifications. Remember brick phones from the 1980s? They're the pinnacle of wireless technology's first generation. 1G was introduced in Japan in 1971 and used analog radio technologies. 1G, like radio stations, solely transmitted sound. 20 years later, in 1991, came 2G. SMS and MMS messages might be transmitted via a digital signal. 2G also saw the introduction of GPRS, which enabled users to send emails to one another. 3G was a huge step forward. Video chats, internet streaming, and gaming, and file sharing have all become available. As a result, mobile phones have become extremely popular. 4G pushed things a step further, offering rates of up to 100 Mbps. And this is where we are right now. But once again, it's insufficient. With all of our IoT gadgets and sensors, smart homes, smart automobiles, and massive data and video needs, we are pushing the existing 4G network to its limits. The revolutionary alternative will be 5G technology, which promises faster speeds and superior network performance. However, it has not yet reached its full potential. We are currently mostly on 4G technology, which will not be able to keep up. So what's the problem with the current 5G technology? When someone uses their smartphone to send a text or email, watch a movie, or transfer files, the data transmission path via the cellular or Wi-Fi network is anything from linear. The data may initially bounce to a cell tower, then beam up to a satellite, transfer to fiber, and finally find its way to the recipient's phone via another cell tower. It just isn't fast enough for today's data demands. Another resource must be utilized in order to make worldwide 5G conceivable. Fortunately, this resource is available both above and below the earth. The primary differences between fiber and 5G internet start with how the two services arrive at your house. Fiber optic internet transmits data in the form of light impulses over long, thin glass cables, frequently straight to your home on a dedicated connection. Service is delivered via an optical network terminal, which is essentially a fiber optic modem that provides your internet connection. The signals are then converted by a router into Wi-Fi, but the link is completely wired all the way to your router. 5G transmits and receives wireless internet signals through low, mid, or high-frequency airways, with each spectrum band having its very own speed and range capabilities. A tiny, portable device within your house takes wireless signals and turns them into the network you use for streaming, gaming, surfing, and so on. Most 5G receivers offer 1 or 2 Ethernet ports for connecting a computer or gaming device. But your connection is fully wireless when it enters your home and reaches your different gadgets. When everything you hear about is wireless, fiber optic connections buried underground or strung on utility poles may seem contradictory, but an investment in old-fashioned infrastructure is necessary to ensure those wireless signals reach more locations and people. That's because the signals don't go very far, jumping between your phone and a nearby cell tower or base station connected to the physical infrastructure. There are reasons to be optimistic about fiber. As part of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which was signed into law in 2021, the federal government intends to invest more than $42.5 billion in broadband. The funds, which will be allocated directly to states by the U.S. Commerce Department's National Telecommunications and Information Administration, are intended to ensure that all Americans have access to effective, consistent high-speed internet. According to experts, this is a historic opportunity to finally bridge the digital gap. While the initiative appears to be focused on connecting fiber to people's homes, wireless experts believe it might also offer a much-needed boost to core infrastructure that can be used for cellular 5G in less densely populated areas and rural locations. Increasing access to broadband, both wired and wireless, is crucial as the affordable housing issue forces more people out of the suburbs and into rural and exurban areas. This includes North Grafton, which is close enough to a major metropolis to be called a suburb, but not populated enough to be termed a real suburb. Those areas have traditionally had poor services because carriers fear there will be insufficient customers to make the expense. It's a major concern, said Ben Moncrief, Executive Vice President of C Spires Alabama's operations. The regional service provider located in Mississippi has been constructing a fiber network across Mississippi and Alabama to operate its own regional wireless network and supply fiber internet to households and businesses. This type of money, particularly in rural regions, may boost 5G networks and assist many small carriers' access to locations they otherwise couldn't get due to low population density. However, wireless experts admit that access to fiber isn't the only thing the federal government needs to make 5G in rural places a reality. Rural and smaller cellular operators continue to require federal assistance in funding the rollout of next-generation services in these locations. Well, keeping that aside, what are the benefits of advanced fiber networks? Dense Wavelength Division Multiplexing, DWDM, is one of the primary advantages of fiber or other transmission media. It enables the fiber to use various wavelengths, allowing numerous signals to be delivered over the same strand of fiber. This results in better cell coverage, quicker speeds, and more dependable networks. Because of the reduced latency provided by fiber, mobile networks will be able to process a greater volume of data with less delay. This makes mobile networks more responsive and capable of increasing connection speeds with more devices at the same time. Not only does 5G require fiber, but it also requires massive fiber counts with tremendous density and the ability to access it through splice points, close enough to where it is needed to break through. Furthermore, fiber will help customers. It'll encourage additional internet service providers to enter the market and allow smaller firms to provide competitive products, lowering customer costs. Perhaps most crucially, fiber can assist the fifth generation in eliminating technological stumbling blocks for the gadgets and people linked to the network, making the adoption of new technologies and inventions easier and more understandable for the common person. Fiber backhaul is crucial to 5G for two major technical reasons. First, because 5G can link more devices and will ultimately provide real-time input to fuel applications, such as self-driving vehicles and improved augmented reality experiences. It requires a large amount of bandwidth to convey all of the data. Second, genuine 5G is based on a combination of mid-band and millimeter wave airwaves, which operate at far higher frequencies than the low-band spectrum utilized to establish 4G LTE. Because this spectrum is higher in frequency, its transmission range is significantly lower than that of 4G low-band frequencies. This means that rural 5G networks that employ mid-band frequencies would require a lot more cell towers, and those cell towers will require additional fiber backhaul. BT, the biggest telecoms company in the United Kingdom, has been testing a new type of optical fiber that might considerably improve the performance of future 5G networks. According to Luminicity, a spin-off business from Southampton University that created the new fiber, the hollow core fiber technology allows data to flow 50% quicker than in optical cables, traditionally employed for 5G networks. Luminicity and BT have been collaborating at BT's facility in Ipswich, Eastern England, playing and testing with a 10-kilometer-long hollow fiber line to determine how the speedup may be utilized in various circumstances. Reducing latency in 5G networks was discovered to be a crucial use case for the new technology, which is not surprising. Anyways, there's no disputing that 5G is a boon for our phones. but the technology isn't nearly capable of replacing a fiber-to-the-home internet connection. While the cost and service conditions are appealing, they aren't enough to dissuade anyone from the speed, dependability, and value of fiber internet right now. That's all for now, folks. Subscribe to our YouTube account to keep posted on these kinds of videos. To receive alerts when we post new content, click the bell icon. Please provide comments in the box below. It'll assist us in improving our content in the future. I'll see you with the next one.